So Aquaman 2, good news, bad news. Good news is that we're going to be seeing Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom hit theaters instead of on Christmas Day, all the way up to December 20th. So a total of 5 days earlier. They didn't give a complete reason as to why, but now the film will be pitted against Sony Pictures' upcoming Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel. A few days later, Migration from Illumination will be released, and of course the color purple will be released on December 25th. So Aquaman and Lost Kingdom, just like Shazam Fury of the Gods, is going to have some competition in the box office. Now, maybe John Wick Chapter 4 isn't coming out in December. Maybe Scream 6 isn't coming out in December. But when you look at Ghostbusters Afterlife or even The Color Purple, that could be a family demographic type of movie which would rival Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Not to mention, if you look at DC's track record at the box office for the last several years, forget Shazam Fury of the Gods for a moment, and even before the pandemic, you started to see somewhat of a downward trajectory ever since 2017's Justice League, Joss Whedon's, of course. These films have just been going down and down ever since really Aquaman came out. Wonder Woman 84 didn't make much, and yeah, that was because of the pandemic to an extent, and also being released day and day on HBO Max. The Suicide Squad bombed at the box office despite being a great movie. Birds of Prey was not much better. Black Adam, I don't even think is going to break even despite Dwayne Johnson saying so. The studio and multiple trades have reported that that movie lost money. And then you look at Shazam Fury of the Gods, which is going to lose a crap ton of money. And Warner Brothers is looking at this. DC Studios is looking at this, and they're thinking, how can we possibly make Aquaman and Lost Kingdom make even slightly more money than it would have? Well, releasing it before Christmas might actually do the trick, because you're going to have people going in who are coming into town, visiting family. They'll want to go out to the theaters. Hey, what's going out before Christmas? Aquaman and Lost Kingdom. And then you also have the people, the families that are going to go out to theaters on Christmas that can also see the movie. Then it won't be as jam-packed because it won't be opening weekend. It'll be basically halfway through its opening week. So I do think this is a good move for the movie to be able to make more money. And, you know, Jason Momoa is not Zachary Levi. Maybe this movie will make money at the box office. We still haven't got a full-fledged trailer. We've had some reports that this movie is terrible. I do believe in James Wan as well as Jason Momoa. I really loved the first Aquaman movie. It was fun. Yeah, there's some cheesy moments in there, but from start to finish, I thought it was a pretty good time. And it made a ton of money at the box office. But it doesn't matter how much we liked it or how many people went and saw it or how much money that original movie made. Definitely expect Jason Momoa and James Wan to say everything's okay over here at DC and DC Studios. There's a clear-cut future with Momoa as Aquaman. We're good friends with Peter Safran and James Gunn, and as long as people want to see Aquaman, they'll come out and see it, and if they want to see more of it, we'll make more of it as long as the movie makes money, which is exactly what David F. Sandberg and Zachary Levi said going up to the release of Shazam Fury of the Gods. And then after the movie released, and after the movie unfortunately did not make money, Zachary Levi came out and said, yeah, look, I don't know about my future. So kind of changing his tune, of course, because the movie didn't turn out the way anybody at WB and DC was hoping. Expect the same type of scenario, the same type of stories, the same type of comments to be coming out from Jason Momoa, James Gunn, Peter Safran, James Wan, all of them up until the release of Aquaman and Lost Kingdom. And then once the movie comes out, maybe we'll actually have a better idea. But I don't think we'll actually know whether or not Zachary Levi, James Wan, or Jason Momoa are going to be coming back to DC until the last DCEU film has been released. Shazam 2 was a good movie, and it lost money. A lot of it. And the future for that character is now in question. Will the same thing happen for Aquaman? If Aquaman loses money, it's very simple. You just reboot the character, and Jason Momoa can play Lobo in James Gunn's new DCU. But if the movie does make money, and the movie makes, let's say, $1 billion, then what do? I think you have more questions. Even though the movie makes money, it'd be a good thing, because you could have Jason Momoa continue playing as Aquaman in a DC Elseworlds label. You could have him play Lobo in your main DCU. After all, James Gunn, Peter Safran did say they've already said they don't want an actor playing dual roles. Therefore, he's going to be playing one character or the other. A lot of people would put their money on Lobo. I am one of those people. And I really don't think they're going to introduce Jason Momoa as Aquaman in a third installment in the DCU just to say goodbye to that character, just to have the third film, and then later introduce Jason Momoa as Lobo. I think they're going to keep the characters separate. I don't think Jason Momoa's Lobo and Aquaman will ever exist in the same universe. I could be totally wrong. This is just me speculating. And I do think we're going to be speculating up until the release of this movie, like I said, and up until we know how much money it makes. Warner Brothers is going to be doing everything they possibly can to make sure this movie makes as much money as possible to not only ensure its future, but they see the look of DC right now, and it is not a good look. Unless you are Todd Phillips' Joker or Matt Reeves' Batman, it's not looking good at the box office for DC. Maybe The Flash will make money. Blue Beetle is certainly very disconnected, so I could see that movie making money, and all reports for The Flash have been positive, so it's got a chance, despite the drama around it. But Aquaman, it's kind of one that's up in the air because it's 5 years after the predecessor. It's moved release dates from December 16th, 2022, before pushing it back to March 17th of 2023. And then they moved it back to December of 2023, arriving 5 years after the first one. So where's the hype? Where's the expectation? It's now been moved again to December 20th, this time a little bit earlier. DC at the box office has really had a hard time. Can it bounce back with The Flash? Can it bounce back with Blue Beetle? Will it bounce back with Aquaman? What do you guys think of Aquaman moving release dates? Will it help the box office? What happens if it does make money? What happens if it doesn't? I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and we'll see you next time. Take care.